Hi y'all, I'm Pamela Pumpkin, and you're about to do Pamela Pumpkin's Halloween workout. Woo! This is Alan. All right, come on. Shake off the Skittles, shake off the Reese's, shake off those candy corns. Now ride the witch's broom, ride the witch's broom, ride the witch's broom, ride the witch's broom. Squash Satan, kick him in the crotch. Squash Satan, kick him in the crotch. Squash Satan, kick him in the crotch. Kick that Satan in the crotch. Zombies to the left, zombies to the right, zombies to the left, zombies to the right. Break it down. I'm a scarecrow doing the robot. Break it down.
Come back. The two dads drinking a lesbian.
I'm back.
Yeah. Sharon is gone.
She went on vacation.
Sean is back.
She may do some videos for us though.
In the future.
Yeah.
Speaking of videos, you guys just saw my punishment for the week. Obviously, the first time all year that one of my picks got blown out, so they had some fun with that.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, so this is season 2, episode 11. We're at the Dough Bar again tonight, as you could tell.
Dough Bar!
I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty used to like where we're at. I don't know if I need to keep saying it, but we're going to keep saying it for their, it's like marketing. It's free marketing for them.
That's weird. Yeah, oh yeah, go get some Dough Bar pizza.
Yeah.
Come hang out
It's
in the
delicious,
Dough Bar
guys.
nightclub.
It's literally, there's nothing better.
We should change the night to a live episode.
We should one
I would
time.
love that
With
sometime.
a crowd. See if
Yeah.
we get a crowd.
As Ian said, he lost this week's Survivor pool, so he did a dance this week. It's Pamela Pumpkin. And I also was his backup. I'm Alan.
She gets assist on the.
Yeah, get an assist for that. I'm always doing punishment.
Should have done the assist because he lost too, but I just lost.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he did a dress last week, so I felt like,
I would have. I had no issue with that.
I lost way worse than anybody, so
Yeah.
I deserve to be punished. The fucking Panthers did not show up.
You really believed that, didn't you, last week?
Yeah, he even said he was going
No,
to put
I
money on
legit
it.
did believe, and I legit did put money on
Ugh.
it. So.
Okay, well, this week's drink is called Hirsch Horizon. I picked it up.
Just a local one.
Yeah, no, it's
Down the strip.
no. I actually
No,
don't know.
Wiggles down
I
the
just
strip.
really like.
No,
I really like the bottle.
Remember I told you about that whiskey shop down the strip where you can get all like the local
Oh,
whiskeys
yeah.
at?
That's all. I know.
Cheers,
you're talking
anyway.
about. Cheers.
I mean, Jack already drank it, but
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not here.
I like it. It's good.
Good.
I like it.
Here, where's your cup?
Yeah, here, take some Jack if you want it. Seriously.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna finish
I have
that.
Jack.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't like it. Sorry. Hirsch.
Hirsch. I like it.
That
It's not
wasn't
bad.
it for me. All right, Ian has a few things that he wants to talk about. We don't know about it, so
Yep, I didn't really tell either of these two.
We're
Sometimes we have a lot of fun and we goof around on the show, but sometimes I want to bring a little bit of seriousness to the show. And today's a really important day. It's November 8th is when we're recording, and it's voting day.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't give a fuck who you voted for. Like, it doesn't matter. Red, blue, whatever. I don't care if you voted at all. What I do want to reflect on is that I don't know why Sean's phone keeps going off. It's on silent.
It's literally, if you look, it's on silent.
Yeah, dude, my
It's
phone.
still going off.
But it doesn't really matter if you voted, who you voted for, whatever. What I'm proud about is that, like, I get to wake up and live in this fucking great country that's allowed me to go from a kid in the ghetto, like dirt poor, to having a nice life for myself. And not everybody gets that luxury. If we were born in a different country, it might not be like that. And I hope we can just bring the positivity out of everything and not be super negative. So that's number one. I hope everybody had a good election day, and I don't even care what the results are. We live in a great fucking country, and we can all agree about that. And number two is, I don't know if y'all saw, but Eminem was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the weekend.
I have XM Radio. They've been talking about it all week.
And I haven't watched the full thing yet, but congratulations, Em. I think you're one of our favorite artists. Definitely one of my favorite.
Yep.
And Sean and I saw you live together. I wish you would have been there, Jack. But
yeah, there's the M. Let's cheers to M.
Cheers, Em.
Shady.
I swear, it's like that guy. It's almost like
I know.
he came out when I was immature,
Came out
and
in
he
the
was
late
immature.
90s. He was late 90s, like 99.
Right,
Literally.
but I was super immature when he came out, so his immature stuff like worked really well for me. And now as he's gotten older and more mature, I've gotten older and more mature.
Yeah,
so
so
just
it
like
works
he's
out
been like
even
that
more,
one
yeah.
artist that I've always been able
Did
to
you
vibe
really
with.
just say you're more?
I'm more mature. I'm not mature. Okay, I'm more mature than I was.
Did you guys watch the
10 years
beginning
old.
of the episode?
Yeah.
That's more the idiots I hang out with than me. That's okay.
Your punishment for
You
me.
found that video. that
Your
I
punishment
copied.
was for me to be Sharon last week.
Yeah, that's an adult punishment.
So we will be referring to Ian as Pamela, and I will be Alan.
Pamela
so
Hoover.
make sure that everybody's doing this correctly.
You are the Alan of the group, by the way.
For sure.
Like when we go to Vegas, whenever, you are the Alan of the group.
You got to keep me straight for
100%.
sure. All right. Well, we got some notes and news. Josh Allen got hurt. I thought it was. I think I read like a UCL.
It's an elbow
It's
injury.
an elbow, like ligament injury.
They're having a second evaluation because it could. If you remember the season Ben missed, it could be something similar to that.
Yeah.
But they're not positive yet.
So it could be a small thing or it could be a major thing.
That's why. That's why
It's
they
a
said
bummer,
they're
man.
uncertain
Honestly,
for
because
him
they've
this
done
week.
so good, and it's just like, oh man.
He's younger than Ben.
I
though.
can
hate
only
to see
hope
at
that
this
he's
point of his
okay.
career. An elbow injury
Yeah.
on your throwing arm. Of
The
all
crazy
things.
thing is, I saw him hurt it. He was like shaking his arm off.
Oh, he kept trying to play.
And then, like, the exact next play was like the last play of the game. He threw like an 80-yard fucking bomb, like no issue.
They
you
probably
know?
ripped that shit though.
Yeah, he probably made it worse by doing it.
100%.
yeah, he may have heard it earlier in the game.
And then we had a head coach fired.
Yeah. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Hopefully, please.
Wow, you're really hoping for that.
I'm really.
You think he's going to move on that quick?
There's two guys that I would love to see as our offensive coordinator. Oh no, he won't be. The Steelers wouldn't make that move until the offseason.
Yeah.
Okay. I
They
understand.
wouldn't do it.
Well, the other thing is he came from Philadelphia. That was where he was offensive coordinator.
Once again, he is an offensive running head coach. He likes
Yeah.
on an offensive side. His scheme is running. Yeah.
Yeah. So Indy's head coach got let go.
Yes. Frank Reich.
We won him.
I mean, I don't
Let's
know.
go Steelers.
I don't know what Indy's fucking thinking because, like, Frank Reich was not the problem. Look, I think it was Bill Parcells back in, like, the early 2000s said, you know what, like, it's one thing to be the coach, but you got to be able to shop for the groceries a little bit, or be the cook, but you got to shop for the groceries a little
Right.
bit. Like, I don't think Frank was shopping for the groceries, and those groceries were fucking
Chris
rotten.
Ballard, who I think it's Chris Ballard is their GM, who the owner Ursay came out and said, "Oh, we love Chris Ballard, the GM."
I'm just saying, like, those
Which
groceries
means-
were fucking horrible. You went from, like, giving them first you traded for Wentz, which okay, I kind of like that move when they did it, but nobody knew that Wentz was just officially broken yet.
Well, it made sense with Frank Reich, his old coach.
But you don't even let Wentz get a second year there, and then you trade Wentz away and bring in probably a worse option, which is an aging Matt Ryan, right, at quarterback,
Mhm.
and then you bench him for a guy who's like hot garbage. So like I don't know. They have no receivers. Their offensive line's bad. They have a good running back, but that dude's hurt. Like, what do you want this guy to do? Just make up miracles? I think it's a miracle that they won 3 games with that roster.
Yeah.
Remember last year when
They
were
definitely
in the
didn't set
playoffs, but
themselves-
then they lost to the Jaguars.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's about to happen again.
it's I hate the NFL with the fact that like they just don't give coaches.
Well, the
like,
worst part is they
chance.
fired the offensive coordinator the week before, and then they fired like the next week.
I think it's like one or the other. Either the coaches get too much opportunity and should be let go,
Yeah.
or not enough.
Yeah.
Like Jason Garrett got way too much. He got like 10 years in Dallas. He should have never got 10 years.
Welcome
in
to
Dallas.
Pittsburgh.
Mike Tomlin's on what, like 15 years,
16.
16?
No, 17. He's 16 years in a row winning, or not below 500. So
Okay.
this would be 17.
At least he's got a good reason not to get fired. Jason Garrett did not have a good reason. not to.
Right.
Yes, but even that reason is not a good reason when it's been for 12 years straight.
But some people were talking about like Hackett getting fired already. Like he's been a coach for like 6 games.
Here's
Yeah.
my
Give the guy a
catch
chance.
with
Yeah, you
certain
gotta give some of
coaches.
these chance.
Like, I don't like the idea of McDaniels being fired yet. However, Hackett, when you watch their system, just like I could say about
Yeah,
Canada,
but someone doesn't fit into the system.
you
I can
just
see them getting
watch-
rid of him for that reason.
if you just watch the games, literally, you can watch the games and tell who should be fired. Like Cliff Kingsbury should be fired.
100%.
You have all that talent out there on offense. You're an offensive guru, and you can't
And get it to work.
get an offense going.
Yeah.
I would say if if you're gonna look at first year coaches who should be fired, McDaniels should be over Hackett. McDaniels has had
he had
4 games with double digit leads that he just like let fall apart.
Well, he also had a head coaching year where Hackett's never been a head coach before.
Where he took Tebow to the fucking playoffs, by the way.
Right.
McDaniels, he took Tebow to the playoffs. They beat the Steelers that one year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you give these coaches.
Always got to bring it up, don't you?
Give these
By the way,
coaches
talking about new coaches, the Miami one, McDaniels.
I love that guy. Did you see the video?
Him and Justin Fields. That's hilarious.
He's like, I was telling him to stop it. He wouldn't listen. Like, of course he wasn't going to listen. 178 yards rushing by a quarterback.
By the way, in the last 4 weeks.
That's fine that he even felt the need to tell him that.
I don't know if you guys don't know this, and I think I told you about making the trade for him. Do you guys know Justin Fields, if you base it off the last 4 weeks, is the QB1 in fantasy football?
I mean, he had 4 touchdowns. He had like 300 all-purpose yards this last week.
This last week, but he's been ridiculous for about 4 weeks now. Ray has. Robert has 3 quarterbacks.
He's killing it this year.
He has 3 quarterbacks. That's why I told you guys somebody needs to make a trade with him. Maybe he has 4 now, but I know he has Tua.
I
know he has Herbert. I know he has Herbert, and he has Fields.
And Fields. I thought he had one more.
Maybe he has another one.
I think he had Brady. He might have cut him.
He cut him. Brady's on free agency now.
Yeah, I was going to pick him up, but then I'm like, I am not going back to my team from last year, even more than I already did.
I don't know how Robert has fucking 3 quarterbacks. I'm having trouble just keeping any guys on my team with how small a bench we have.
And I have so many. It's the hardest.
Robert's just making tons of trades. That's all.
Just gonna play through. It's my nieces.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Ugh. But anyways, I mean, I just think these coaches deserve a little bit more time. You know, like,
maybe not.
Well, I guess if you're getting paid millions of dollars,
world's impatient now.
I get it. Oh. Last week, what did you guys think of football?
Yeah, I pulled up the score, so I'm going to go through them. Yeah, I'm going to go through them the same way because I kind of
we're going to go through every single game.
Yeah,
last week and the upcoming.
Well, no. I think we should talk about we obviously knew that was going to happen in certain situations, or if it was a big upset, then we get to talk about the teams a little longer. If it was just random, we just move on. Everybody knew that was going to happen, we just move on. It's the same thing.
But then we're going to pull up the games for next week.
Yeah,
we're still changing it up.
I know, I get it.
Okay.
All right, so Eagles versus the Texans. Obviously, we knew the Eagles were going to win that, so not a big deal.
I mean, I think okay. Yes, we knew the Eagles were going to win. However, the Texans put up a fight. It was 14-all at halftime. I mean, if it wasn't for Davis Mills throwing a really bad pick in the early third quarter, that was a really close game. So
the Eagles did what they were supposed to and won the game.
I'm just saying it wasn't a blowout. Most people thought that was a blowout.
12 points. That was more than the spread, I think.
I think the spread was 13.
Was it 13? Okay.
Yeah. So they covered spread.
Right. The Colts and the Patriots. Big blowout. I actually didn't think it would be that big of a
it's that
blowout.
The Colts
yeah, I mean,
bad
they really are, and it really hurts.
They're the worst offense.
Yeah,
they're the worst offense, even worse than us.
They really are. No, they really are, and they have one of the best running backs on the team.
The best running back in the league.
Okay, the Packers and Lions, literally boring as fuck. Packers. Big surprise they lost to my guy the Lions. I called that last week. Just want to point that out.
Aaron Rodgers threw 3 interceptions in the red zone.
Dude, I know.
One he was throwing to his left tackle.
The game ended 15-9.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the losing team in that game.
I know. The Chargers and the Falcons by only 3 points.
I'm not upset with my pick. I picked the Falcons in that game.
No, you were close.
They were in the lead for a long time.
They
were in the lead for a long time.
I know they were. I actually thought they were going to pull it out.
I knew that this was going to be a tight game, but I am surprised that the Jets ended up getting that. But I think it's obviously because Josh Allen went out,
No, it wasn't that. That game
he was bad.
Really tight the whole game.
I get it, but I'm just
Allen threw 2 picks. I mean, it was really slow.
Allen even said it after the game. That was me. He took blame for the whole game.
I knew the Vikings were going to win.
I think the one thing that we got to talk about with the NFL, though, is that, there's no head and shoulders above anybody team this year. The Bills have dropped. I mean, I guess
a lot of really close games.
You can say the Eagles, however, look at their fucking strength of schedule. It's not even a thing, right?
I would still put the class as the Chiefs and the Bills, even though they're dropping games. It's the eye test. It's just the eye test.
But even Tennessee gave the Chiefs all they could handle Sunday night. I mean, this NFL is a lot closer than other years.
Oh, and I think the AFC. Once again, I've said this before. I think the AFC is a lot stronger than the NFC. And I think that stems to, like you just said about the Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans are not far off that mix as much as I don't think they're a great team. They're defensively strong and they pull it out when it matters.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The Bengals, I would put the Bengals in a fight with anybody. They have enough weapons when they want to go.
Absolutely.
Ravens, once again, they understand defense. They understand how to move the ball.
Ravens look good.
I mean, there's been weeks where they look bad.
True, but that's the catch. But I don't think the difference in
there's been no team that's just been super impressive all year.
Once again, the Bills have been
other than maybe Philadelphia.
The Bills have been Philadelphia's just doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
That's all they're doing. That's 100% what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't look super impressive. The only game they looked really impressive was in the Vikings game.
Well, speaking of the Vikings won 20-17. Another really close game, but I knew the Vikings were going to win that. Obviously,
would we ever have guessed that if you would have told me 3 years ago Heineke was better than Wentz, I would have laughed you off the face of the earth. I mean, I would.
Yeah, but that was also before rotator cuff surgery and things like that on a throw.
A lot changes quickly in the NFL.
Wentz just looks like a shell of his former self.
He hasn't been the same since he came back from that injury.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, we got the Panthers and the Bengals. Me and your big matchup got a 21-42. 42.
I don't want to talk about it. You know what? You want to know?
They didn't even have Chase.
You want to know what's even worse? So I always, my game. I think I've told you guys about kind of my gambling strategy with the NFL is I try and build up a little pot and then I throw out crazy bets, right? Well, I had a 12-pick parlay, all anytime touchdown scores. I missed by one. Deontay Foreman. I would have turned $25 into $90,000.
Oh shit! What did you turn it into?
Nothing.
Deontay
Foreman. You had to either get it or
you had to get it. Don't get me wrong. If you get towards the end, like if it would have been the last touchdown score that I picked, they would have given me a cash out option. If it was $50,000, I probably would have taken it, right? Because why risk it?
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
But Deontay Foreman played at 1 o'clock, so I hit 9 out of 10 at the 1 o'clock window. And then I hit 2 in the 4 o'clock window.
But you were already done.
I was already done.
You're already done.
Foreman, which Foreman scored in the last 3 games. So I'm like, okay, he should score in this game. He's the only real offensive threat they have.
Except for TJ Moore. TJ Moore is impressive.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, they don't. It was just ugly. I mean, Paul Walker had 3 completions for 9 yards in the first half. And the Bengals defense is not that good. So,
well, moving on. Raiders and the Jags. Obviously, I mean, that was
the Raiders were on top. They were stomping on them.
1 possession game.
And the Jags brought it back and took the lead.
Beat them, yeah.
Jags aren't a bad team this year.
The Dolphins and the Bears. I'm surprised the Dolphins didn't win by more than that.
Speaking of not a bad team, the Bears are not bad.
Well, no. Justin Fields is an amazing quarterback that's underrated.
Yeah.
And now that they had Chase Claypool, their offense is going to be a lot better. However, they traded away everything on defense. I mean, Roquan Smith is gone.
You just said Chase Claypool. Did you see what he did this week? 2 for 2 for 14 yards, 1 rush attempt. He dropped a contested ball because he drops contested balls, which is
what his first time on a new team. You got to give him time. But
I have him on my fantasy team.
Hoping. There's 2 deep balls that were hardcore pass interference that weren't called. So,
there's a little bit of that, obviously.
Just telling you it was more.
He's still more talented than any other receiver. Mooney's their best receiver.
Mooney's their best receiver, probably. But
I still think Claypool's better than Mooney.
I hope he's on my fantasy team. I hope I have him on my bench.
How many players do you have on your bench? Do you have extra bench players that we don't have?
I have 2 IR guys. I have my 2 IR guys that I'm holding. And Jamar Chase and what's his name? Javonte Williams.
After we go through this week's games, I do want to mention fantasy because I'm going to say something that's going to make you guys laugh, but I'm 100% dead serious. So.
Okay. Where did I leave? Okay, the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Obviously, the Seahawks won, which is not obvious whatsoever. But
Cardinals.
I think it was pretty obvious.
I know, but it is, but it isn't. It should be the Cardinals winning that. Based off of the Cardinals, they should win that. But
I don't remember who I said in our episode last week about the Buccaneers-Ram game.
Yeah, that's a tight game.
Dude, the Rams had that game in the bag, and then Tom turned to the Tom at the very end.
Tight game. Titans and the Chiefs. Tight game.
I love that game. That game was so much fun to watch.
It sure was.
And I'll tell you what, that Malik Willis, he's not bad. When they did let him throw the football, he looked good. I know they only let him throw 12 times.
He has a big arm. For a small guy, he's a big arm.
He's not small. He's huge. He's 6'4". He looks
I thought he said he was short.
No, he looks like Dak Prescott. He's
okay.
he's beefy. Like, they tried to sack him numerous times. He's just shrugging people off. Like, I like that.
I kind of wish we would have gotten him over Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating on Kenny because I do like him, but that was my other, like, one that I was watching.
Now we're pick number 4. We may be drafting another quarterback.
I think so,
That's a
too.
horrible move.
I wouldn't do it.
I would do it. The Ravens and the Saints. That was crazy. Lamar was running all over the place, too.
They took care of business.
They sure did.
They should have. All right, so fantasy real quick. What did I tell you guys when I drafted my shitty team? I told you guys that my team was going to suck in the first half of the year, and they're going to turn around the second half of the year. Going into this week, I'm like, I'm playing the worst team in the league. I need to win this game. But all my good players are on bye week or injured or whatever. I'm like, I need to win this game. So then, sure enough, fucking Waller. I traded for Waller 2 weeks ago. He's supposed to be healthy coming up. Yeah. He's out again, so he's yet to play for me. So I already have like all my bench spots taken up, so I have to choose to like cut either Hartman, who I picked up, Niccolo Hartman, who I picked up to play this week, or Tony, who's kind of like a long-term like thought.
Tony, but he could be long-term in terms of this week.
Well, I'm like, I know he just got traded this week. Like, he's probably not going to do much. But I had to choose what to cut, right? So I ended up cutting Hartman, keeping Tony, and I had to put Tony into my lineup. And it came down, it was 75-77 going into the last game. I'm like, I need Tony to get fucking 3 points, right? Cassie's like sitting there like reading her book or whatever. Yeah. Dude, Tony caught the first pass of the game. Like, fucking right, baby. Let's go. It's just a little screen pass. He got like 1 point.
Getting him in the game, yeah.
Yeah. And then like he caught a second pass later that gave me the 3 points I needed to win, and I fucking won. And I'm like, that's it. We're going. I already have the. No, you're shaking your head. You're gonna laugh at me. I don't care. I traded for Dak Prescott, so I got a good quarterback now. I'm going to literally win out. I'm going to take over Laura Jack's 8th spot, and I'm going to go into the playoffs right now.
Let me tell everybody a secret. He beat the winless team in our league.
I beat the winless team without any of my good players.
He barely beat them. Nobody hasn't beat them without good players or not. Everybody's beat him. Everybody.
This week, I got Prescott back in lineup, Tony Pollard back in lineup. Waller's going to be healthy.
I need help.
Waller's going to be healthy. Dak Prescott in the lineup. Tony Pollard in the lineup. My team, Hopkins is in now. My team is stacked from here on out.
Did you just hear Laura?
I need help.
You know what the hardest decision to make was? I usually cut
all
defense.
my players are coming back, though. Mitchell's supposed to come back. Devo's supposed to come back. Everyone's supposed to be back, which means
Mitchell's
I now have to cut.
Mitchell's not going to get time anymore.
In this scenario, I usually cut defense.
He'll still get some.
My highest scoring player on my team is the Dallas Cowboys defense. I couldn't cut the Cowboys defense. I had to pick up another defense to play, which screwed my bench spots, right? I only had 4 bench spots.
Laura really thinks Mitchell has a chance after CMC getting a bye week and learning the system.
He'll get a couple carries a game.
He'll get a couple.
Yeah.
Namely 5, maybe 6.
You should trade him. If any loser will take him off your team right now. Anyways, I'm 2-7 now, and all I need to do is get the 5 wins, and I'm gonna make the playoffs. So you laugh, it's gonna fucking happen.
Are you ready to talk about week 10?
How many teams?
Laura's only a game and a half.
Laura's not in the playoffs. That's why
she's the 8th seed.
We don't have 8 seeds. We have 6 seeds.
We have 8.
No, 6.
Right, well, then I'm not making the playoffs. But I'm going to make a nice run at it. We're going to fucking go. I was shooting for Laura's spot. I only had 8.
Why are you going to knock me out?
Because I'm going to knock whoever I got to knock out.
Well, you know what? Now I'm going to be knocking them people out, and I'm going to go to playoffs, and I'm going to hit you up in the
Go ahead. What's up with next week? What are we looking at?
All right, Falcons and the Panthers. That's our Thursday night game.
Clearly we have to say the Falcons are going to win that game. Right?
100%, yeah.
After what we saw from the Panthers. I mean, unless they just wake up again. They just played the Falcons a week ago and played them hard.
They very well can.
Yeah, I think that could actually end up being a decent game.
Here's the thing. Are they going to go Walker?
Where is the game at?
I'm guessing the Panthers because Ian said that it's on the bottom.
Well, they're talking about activating Darnold actually this week.
Jesus.
Right?
I mean,
I'm going to stick with the Falcons just because I think it's a safer pick.
Yeah, the Falcons safer pick.
Okay, we got the Seahawks and the Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
Going Seahawks.
Fair enough.
Seahawks.
I'm going to go Bucks. I think that this win felt good to Brady, and I think he's going to do what he's got to do to fill that again. He needs that. We got the Lions and the Bears. I think the Bears are going to win, but I want them Lions. Come on, Dan Campbell.
Bears are too hot.
I think it's a coin flip.
I think the Bears are too
I think
hot right
the
now.
Bears will win, but I do want the Lions to win, so I'll be so happy if they do.
I think their offense.
We got the Browns and the Dolphins. That's
Fins.
I'm hoping the Fins.
Fins.
That's where I'm going.
We're like, what are we on? Week 10?
Yeah.
So next week they get. Is it 11 games or is he back week 11?
No, he's back against the Texans, which is week 13, or technically I think it's 13.
So they have a bye week.
They have
12.
a bye week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
He's either back 12 or 13.
here's the thing: they're not out of the division at all. Like
What's that?
they're
No,
not
no.
out of the division.
No, and that's what they were hoping for. They were hoping to just be somewhat close. That if he gets back, they can use all that profit that they did by
If
trading
he's
for him.
70% of the quarterback he was in 2019.
Dude, I put him on my bench suspended because I'm sitting here basically. Well, Kyler's been wishy-washy this year at best. If Deshaun comes back in aggressive and angry, shit, I may have a league-winning quarterback.
All right, we got the Broncos and the Titans.
Titans.
Vikings.
I have Russ in one of my fantasy leagues, my other fantasy league that Sean's in with me in Tony's league. And I heard about him doing high knees in the plane. First off, I want to say that if I was a fat lineman, which if I was in the NFL, I would be a fat lineman. That was my only option to make it to the NFL, and I chose not to do it, which I still probably wouldn't have made the NFL. But if I would have been, it would have been as a fat lineman. If I was a fat lineman trying to get some sleep on a fucking 20-hour plane flight over to Europe, I would have been beating Russell Wilson's ass for doing high knees in the middle of the plane. That's first thing. Second thing is, what the fuck? Russell Wilson, what the fuck? I mean, he went from being the class of the NFL to being just a fucking chump.
But that's what happens when you go to the wrong setup for.
That's what happens.
No, he wasn't good last year either.
I know, but
That's what happens when you take shitty commercials.
Whatever. Moving forward, the Vikings and the Bills.
Let Bronco country. Let's ride.
So, what do you think's going to happen with the Bills now that?
Well, we got to
Josh-
see. I mean, you don't know. Josh could play this week.
No, it's awful.
I'm taking the Vikings either way if Josh plays. Or
Even if he
doesn't play.
plays.
Who's his backup again? Who's Josh Allen's backup at
I
this
don't
point?
know.
So the only decent team the Vikings have played all year was the Eagles,
Once again,
and they got their
I
fucking
like
ass
the way
kicked.
I like the way they play.
What time is the game?
It is at 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's good for them.
Did
need to keep. Which, by the way,
you see his speech after the game?
my man Kirk Cousins, did you see him on the airplane with the chains and everything? Dude's got a fucking 8-pack. Dude's in shape. I didn't realize Kirk was packing.
Kurt?
You know who else is packing? I tweeted about this, which I know you guys don't follow me on Twitter.
I follow you on Twitter. I
you
just
just
don't
don't
look
look
Twitter.
at
I just
Twitter.
don't follow Twitter. So.
Monday Night Football, they had Adam Schefter do the same
Oh yeah,
thing.
he dressed up like that.
He dressed up with the gold chains and no shirt on. Dude's packing pretty good for he's an old guy. He's got to be pushing probably 45, 50, right?
When did he end?
He's
Does he
back.
even realize we're in that 45 range?
He's like, over here.
I'm 35. I'm 10 years younger than that. So. But anyways, Adam Schefter, I was like, I would have never guessed. He's packing a little bit. Not as much as Kirk Cousins is packing.
All right, Texans and the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah. Jaguars and the Chiefs.
I'm gonna
Chiefs.
real quick. I'm gonna say,
Closer than you think.
everybody says the NFC East is back, right? You got the 9-0 Eagles, 6-2 Cowboys, 6-2 Giants, 4-5 Commanders.
Who said that's you?
No, it's been all over at the NFC. The two best divisions in football are NFC East, AFC East, right?
Yeah, okay.
By record. But if you look at the NFC East schedules, I mean, it's really atrocious. So, I'm not saying the NFC East is back at all. We are just super. Look, the Giants play the Texans. They're going to win. They're going to be 7-2, but they're playing the Texans.
Yeah. All right, Jaguars, Chiefs, Saints, and Steelers. You obviously wanted to take the
I
Saints,
wanted to
but
take the
clearly,
I didn't realize I took the Saints. I'm sorry. My fault.
It's okay.
My fault.
I don't like that I'm picking this, to be honest with you, but I am. I think the Steelers are going to win.
I need this win. So come on, Steelers.
I don't want it because I want them to have the best.
I was gonna say, like, it makes no sense for them to try to win it.
I think TJ Watt's going to be back this week.
I think you put Mason Rudolph in. And
no, he's just going to play.
And you fucking lose out, you know?
No, what's it called? No.
I know it's not the Steelers' way, but sell out and get that draft.
They're not even going to. They're going to play Kenny Pickett through all the pains and struggles that he's going to have because Canada sucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm really questioning Tomlin. The more and more the season goes on, the more I'm questioning Tomlin.
Yeah, it's hurting.
Actually, did you guys hear the speech Juju came out with this week? Because his numbers are better than any other year he's ever had. Even that big year with us.
Well, yes, Mahomes now.
No, he said the reason why is Andy Reid. When somebody asked him, he said Andy Reid focuses on the offensive players, where Mike Tomlin focused on the defensive players and didn't pay much attention.
Andy has the best quarterback in football. Any argument there? Pat Mahomes, best quarterback.
I'm not gonna lie, but
he's able to focus on the defense because he has the offense.
When you have a coordinator, somebody who understands
don't
offense,
talk shit on your old team. Like, who gives a fuck? You're having a great year. Just say, like, I'm having a great year.
Ask them about it.
I'm having a good year. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Move on with your life. But he's got to be. That's the problem I have with Juju is that he fucking was talking shit, standing on people's logos, doing a bunch of stupid shit.
Not doing TikTok under Andy Reid anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Just saying.
He needs.
That's probably part of his contract.
And I bet you
but he's listening to his coach.
And I bet you when he said that, Andy Reid went to him and said, "Dude, you can't be doing that. You just gave. If we ever play the Steelers, you just gave them fucking bullet board material."
But how long has Andy Reid been in the league for? About 30 years now. Feels like forever.
Head coach. He's been a head coach for like 20 some years.
I was gonna say almost 30 years, probably.
I think 2000.
What was it? He was
offensive coordinator for the 49ers before.
But he had the Eagles, the Packers.
No, he was an offensive coordinator for the Packers. He
was head coach when they went to the Super Bowl with Brett Favre.
That was McCarthy.
No, McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers. Holgram.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Mike Holgram is what I'm thinking.
Holgram. Andy Reid was an offensive coordinator for Holgram, and then an offensive coordinator under Bill Walsh. And then he got head coach of the Eagles and then head coach of the Chiefs.
I knew the Bill Walsh thing. I just in my mind was picturing him as head coach of the Packers because him and Holgram kind of look alike.
Okay, moving on. Colts and the Raiders.
Next.
Colts and the Raiders.
Next.
Did we already do that game?
No.
Can we cross them off?
Cardinals and the Rams.
Teams.
Cards.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Cross them off.
What is your problem?
Next. Cross them off. Cardinals.
Cardinals.
The Rams show no signs of life.
I want to say Packers just because it's against Cowboys, but there's no fucking way.
Cowboys and the Packers.
Here's the thing. If there's a game for Aaron Rodgers.
This is why he was saying next. He just wanted to get to his game. You're a loser.
If there's a game where Aaron Rodgers is going to turn it on, it's against the fucking Cowboys. He has some fucking shiny.
Good. I'm no longer cheering for the Cowboys.
He's got some.
Because somebody doesn't want to cheer for the Steelers. Even if it's 1% cheer.
He's got some gold horseshoe up his ass anytime he plays the Cowboys.
Are you going to start him in fantasy this week?
No, I'm starting Dak. Fuck that nonsense. He's getting cut. As soon as the waivers are up, he's getting cut. And I'm fucking using that bench spot for something real. That's going to give me more than.
You mean once the bye week's over for Dak? You mean you're going to cut him?
Bye week
waivers? Waivers never end. Waivers are all season freaking long.
But I'm going to cut Rodgers as soon as waivers is done this week. Tonight, as soon as waivers is done, I'm cutting Rodgers so you can have him.
What am I going to do with him?
Don't get me wrong. I told.
Who wants Aaron Rodgers?
I told my wife on Sunday. I was like,
he'll pick up. Somebody will pick him up and.
I was like, some of me thinks that Aaron Rodgers being bad is because he's on my fantasy team. So like, it might be in my best interest to hold him for one more week. Just because he's playing my Cowboys, and he needs to be on my fantasy team to suck hot garbage, right? So
if he comes on, if you drop him, if he comes on and does 3 touchdowns,
yards and 4 touchdowns,
even if he does 250 yards and 3 touchdowns,
has his best game of the year,
right?
I don't see it happening.
Usually, I would go for the Cowboys. I have to go. I literally hate the Packers so much.
The Packers are so bad.
I can't even.
So bad.
I know.
So bad.
I'm going with them. Even though I don't want to cheer for them right now because Ian's a jerk. I'm going to go with them boys.
You have to be realistic on this one. You have to be realistic.
Whatever. Because I just hate the Packers.
You're my backup dancer. I love you.
Right. All right. Chargers 49ers, Shawnee. them
49.
boys.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers. All right. Commanders and Eagles on a Monday night game. That's the worst game
Shut up,
ever.
Eagles.
I know that, but I'm like, why is that the Monday night game?
You're wrong. It's a divisional
It's
game.
a divisional rivalry.
The Commanders will keep it a 1-score game.
Plus, the Commanders
won't.
dictate money. They're in Washington. People like money
Right,
games.
I get it,
That's
but
all.
still.
The Commanders will keep it a
Eagles.
1-score game.
I'm getting Eagles.
The Commanders will keep
No,
it
they're going to win
keep
by
it
10 or
times.
more.
No, I'll bet you.
No.
Under 10 points?
Okay, so
I'm taking that bet right now. $50? Under 10 points. $50.
Jesus.
how about like $10?
No, dude.
No?
Okay.
Dude, everything.
You sounded
but
very
you.
confident when you said that.
I'm just not betting.
All right,
that's
survival pool. I took the Fenzies.
It's a good pick. I like it. Fins look good. Dude, Tua, I mean, it must
Hoover,
It
how
is.
many picks are you going to take
Against
this
the
week?
Browns? You don't like my pick?
No,
No, I'm
I like
fine.
your pick. I want to. First off, I want to say,
Actually, I'm torn on your pick.
Eh,
I'm not
look,
sure.
Mine?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm very opinionated, and I always like to make my opinion known. And I very rarely ever say that I'm wrong. But I was quick to discard Tua, and Sean was quick to say, like, dude, he got a major injury going out of college, coming in the NFL. Tua looks solid. He looks solid.
He
They're
is a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah. Oh no, he might be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good
But like,
quarterback.
I'm trying to figure out, is it his receiving core or is it him?
It doesn't
Well, that's my
matter.
thing. He has a lot of
You
weapons.
bring in the receiving core. It
The
doesn't
thing is, he has a
matter.
lot of weapons, so.
They brought in a
Both
lot of
together
weapons.
is
They
great.
brought in an offensive head coach who knows how to coach
I love that
offense.
coach. Just the stuff he says in his press conferences.
Dude,
I love him.
So who'd you take?
Hold on. We talked about Bill Walsh
You
earlier
asked
with
Sean.
Holmgren, with Andy Reid, all those guys coming from him.
Yeah.
That's what Cal Shanahan is now.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody
the
was-
Shanahan.
Everybody was all over the McVay tree, but the McVay tree was horrible.
No, Shanahan's that person.
Kingsbury came from McVay. Who was the other one that came from McVay? It was
Salt. Look what Salt. First of all, look what Salt is doing in Jets.
yeah.
They're winning and do it in the second year. Look at Mike McDaniels
I wouldn't
over in
want to play the
Miami.
Jets.
What's that?
I wouldn't want to play the
No, they
Jets.
play tough.
They play tough. They're gonna
You
punch
look
you in the mouth.
You just said Miami with McDaniels.
I still have them as a pick this year.
I would be all over coordinators from him, from San Fran with the Shanahan system.
I really like their defensive coordinator now, D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, I like the Miami offensive, the QB coach. I told you about Reich earlier. My second guy I would hire as our offensive coordinator would be not the offensive coordinator, but the QB coach in Miami.
Who is it?
Delevany or something like that. But he's the QB coach down there. But he's a hot ticket. Obviously, look what he's done with Tua already.
You know who I would want if the Cowboys, which it will never happen because he just doesn't fit the Jerry Jones mold. But if the Cowboys had a coaching vacancy, I'd want the Chiefs offensive coordinator.
Oh, he's a
Bellamy, or who can't get an offensive coordinator.
He can't get a head coach to save his life. He's a little old fat black guy. Like I fucking love him. Like
You knew he had jail time. That's why people.
it doesn't matter. I don't care. He goes into the every week. The Chiefs come out and do something that nobody's ever seen before on the football.
Because he's fun.
Here's my only
He
question to
makes it
that.
fun.
Because we all know Andy Reid. Andy Reid is an offensive head coach. Is that him or is that Andy?
Well, they were doing that
No,
stuff
that's
under Nagy, and that's why Nagy got promoted,
Correct.
right? And
Yeah,
now
Nagy
Nagy's back
sucks.
as the quarterbacks coach there.
Oh, is he? That makes sense.
Did you see that?
No, I
I'm
didn't.
just sitting on the sideline talking to Nagy.
That-
But no, Bellamy deserves a chance.
Once again, they all deserve a chance to see if they're real or not. The question I have is, are they real?
I mean,
'Cause
really, what I want is Sean Payton. But if I can't get Sean Payton, Bellamy.
You're only getting him as a head coach. Whoever gets, if somebody
Yeah, that's
gets
what I'm
him-
saying. If the Cowboys have a head. Listen, if McCarthy doesn't win the
You
Super
imagine
Bowl this
if
year,
that
he's fired.
happens like that?
You do realize.
Can he come back to us as offensive coordinator? Would he do OC for us? I would take him as OC.
I'll take him as a head
But
coach.
McCarthy, well, he's a Pittsburgh guy, too.
I know he is. That's what I'm saying. I would take him as
If
an
McCarthy
OC.
doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, he's getting fired. I just want you to know that.
I would
Unless,
definitely take him as an
the
OC.
only way would be if he goes like to the Super Bowl and loses. But if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, he fucking is getting fired. And Sean Payton's gonna be our head coach next year.
All right, who'd
I would
you
take him
pick?
as OC.
I picked the Giants to beat the Texans.
Who'd you pick?
Bills. Or not Bills. Bears.
Bears. And just remember, if we all win, it's based on whoever
Oh,
wins by the
point
most
difference.
amount
The
of
point
points.
This is so difficult.
It's not difficult. If your team's gonna win by the most amount of points, you're good.
It's just point difference.
It really worked against me last week. It's going to work for me this
really
week.
wait for you. Oh, that game's gonna be close. They're gonna win.
Hey, I was right with the Raiders. That was a fucking close game. The Raiders were Chiefs. Last time he laughed at me was the Raiders.
Okay, I won't remember any of these picks, so
We have them on the
forward.
spreadsheet. You're good.
I'm so bad at that. It like literally takes me forever to go through it. I'm like,
We all do it, Laura. He did it. I did it.
I know
last
it's
week.
just such a pain in my
We all do
ass
it.
because it's so limited at this point.
But the part of it.
Our favorite segment.
Kids corner.
Yes,
Corner.
Who's got a
You
good
got to
one?
see my kids today.
I did get to see your kids. I love it. Your kids, like,
They're nuts, dude.
they're crazy, but I feel like they love me, and it's a great feeling.
You see them with Alex today? They're nuts. Especially Ollie.
Yeah,
Alex kind of looks like Ollie with the bald head and everything. He
a
kinda
little bit. Who's going first? You want me to go first?
Whoever.
I'll go first.
Go ahead,
So,
go first.
first off, I want to say, and I'm going to talk about Livy. I don't talk about Livy a whole lot, but Roman.
Yeah, you do. You talk
He
about
says
her
that every
fucking
week.
womanly problems, but
You've been
beyond
saying
that,
about 3 weeks in a row you've been talking about
Okay, well, I did. Typically Roman gives you more material, right? So Roman's been a daddy's boy lately, so it's been pretty cool, and I like that. And I was going to talk
and I
about.
like that.
We played apples to apples. It's me, him, and
That's a
Cassie
good
last night because Olivia was busy and doing stuff.
Becoming a teenager.
But I was like, okay. So tonight I had to pick Olivia up from her thing. She's doing so she does dance Monday nights, and then Tuesday,
School
Wednesday,
play.
Thursday, Friday does a school play thing after school, right? So
Yeah.
we had to pick her up from school, and so tonight I was like, I'm gonna get this chick to talk to me, right? Like it's been a while. Like I'm
Your
gonna
daughter?
yeah. I'm
You
gonna get,
just called your daughter a chick?
I know.
she's chick.
That's why I had to clarify.
I
I
Your
gotta get
daughter?
this chick to talk. I'm just saying she gotta talk to me. My daughter's gotta talk.
We're raising eyebrows at you right now.
I miss the days when my daughter would talk my ear off, right? So like I told Cassie, both our vehicles are on like empty, right? And I was like, I'm gonna fill the Bronco up on the way to here tonight. I'm gonna go pick Livy up in the Jaguar, which she hates the Jaguar, right? So I'm like, it'll get her talking to me because she'll be like, why'd you bring me in this car? Like I don't know, give me something to talk about.
Why does she hate the Jag?
Because it's fast. She doesn't like fast cars. But
Who,
anyway,
Livy?
yeah, Livy.
She
So
doesn't like fast cars.
no. So I picked Livy up in the Jaguar.
Well, that's a great thing. Let's keep it that way, Olivia.
Doesn't say a whole lot to me, right? I feel like I'm losing. So then, before I leave, I go upstairs, say goodbye to my kids, right? Roman's playing with his army men, and Livy's in her room. And Livy's like, come here for a minute. And I was like, oh, shit, she's going to talk to me. I'm all excited. She's actually going to talk to me, right? I'm like, I'm good. And then she's like, my leg hurts. I'm still excited. She's talking to me. I'm like, what's wrong with your leg, honey?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, the whole thing hurts. And I was like, okay, is it like injured or is it hurt? You know, like, well, can you, she's like, I don't know. Did you do anything? No. Well, here, I finally like determined it's like right above her knee. And I'm like massaging it out. And I'm like, put some like biofreeze on tonight, whatever, you'll be fine. But I was just like, that is my life right now. I'm so excited that like my daughter will at least
She
tell
had like
me
a minor
She had
injury.
a
she had a
Yeah,
minor soreness
Dad.
in her leg, and she's willing to talk to me.
She
about
talked to Dad.
She talked to Dad about it. That is my life right now. I'm like, I'm grasping at straws. I'm like, just anything, please, just anything, you know.
Yeah. it's
Like even
cute.
last night, like I was like at bedtime, I was just trying to be like, goofy, Dad, just to make her laugh, and she's just like giving me this look like, "Are you done yet, motherfucker?" You know. I was just like, "Ooh, okay."
Yes, I am done, sweetheart.
Done. Anyways, that's my talk. It's tough.
No,
having
that makes you a good dad that you can read the room and that you notice when she's like, in the mood to be like,
Also makes you a good dad that you're sad that she doesn't want
right.
to
It makes
have
you a
that.
really good dad that you're trying, you constantly put in the effort, you do care, you want that relationship and that like open conversation
Someday
that's
she'll watch
happening.
these episodes and know how much you cry at night when
The thing you have to understand is
It's
that like
sad.
every
It
little
is.
girl, their dad is their first love. Like they literally base every guy that they date off based off of how their dad is, why their dad does the things that they do. It's like, it's literally what you have to understand is that it's hard for her to talk to you because she's like figuring out that, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean that in a like, she looks up to you, she loves you, and so like women have a tendency to date men that are a lot like their father.
Men have a tendency to date
People that are, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So like just understand that it's her working out some of that because it's like the hormones are there and all these like extra feelings. She's working that out, and you are like, here's the thing, she doesn't want to hurt you because she does love you so much. So like you'll see that her and Cassie, even though they have like a really good solid relationship, the older that she gets, they're gonna butt heads more, and that you're gonna be the one that she's gonna run to because you're gonna be the softie, the one that like was always like, baby, oh my god, yeah, I'll rub your leg, I'll put Bengay on it, I'll get you ice, you want ice cream on top of that. Like you're gonna be that, like that's how it's gonna go, right? You're wrapped around her finger. Dude, you don't even have that. You have no idea. I know.
I'm sure I went through similar phases where I didn't talk to my mom and stuff like that. But like,
it's just hard when you're going through all those hormones and things are changing.
They all change back.
Right. So she's starting to feel different ways. So you just have to know that at the end, that the reason why she's creating a little bit of that distance is because she does not want to mess up that relationship between you, and she does value that relationship to you, and like the fact that you are like person that she goes to at those times when she's like, okay, something isn't right, you know? It's like you're like she wants to know what you're thinking, you know what I mean?
This motherfucker's hurting all the time.
Right,
so
well,
clearly he's the guy to go to.
You work out, you work out, you do make movement, so like you do things that could possibly get you hurt, just as she is doing her school play and doing this and doing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you have that in common.
It's tough. I envy. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna go through this too. But boys, I don't even know what the boys. I think the boys don't have as much going through.
No.
It's like
the boys are just nuts.
No,
dude.
yeah.
Here's a book I got to put in front of my crotch at certain points of the day, and I need to figure out how to use lotion and other things.
There's other things though. I mean,
their voice is gonna squeak.
So, Grace, okay, we had parent teacher today.
Oh boy.
Once again, remember Amazing Scholars, his preschool, where we told you, they raved about how sweet he was? Because that was legit the same.
Would you expect
thing.
anything different?
No. But we got his grades today, and they were all 80s or higher. So he was a B in any class to an A in every single class. And in the comments, it says, helpful kid, class leader, nice to everybody, great at solving things under his glow, not grow. Grow, I think he had to work on his reading still, or get better at reading. He still had a B in reading, but he had to get better at it.
That's why they just pick out things to like.
They have to.
Shit.
Nonetheless, we're sitting there talking to him, and so this is just partially updating. You guys asked me about last week about the follow-up and how things are going. So he started basketball this past week, in which he told you earlier.
Yep.
Man, that kid was on the ball, hustling, everything on the basketball court. He was on top of it.
Yeah.
Obviously seeing the grades and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, this kid is. However, the teacher pointed out, she's like, he loses focus in class. There's numerous times I have to call his name once or twice to get him to realize I'm talking to him.
Look, that's boys in general.
Well, that's what she said. She's like, the other issue is, I guess he fiddles in the seat, like just kind of.
Well, because he probably has so much energy, like I said to you, that he's got to get rid of it somehow.
That's why, like, it's like 85% of like ADD or ADHD is boys, right?
Or me.
Well, you're a boy, but but it's like a 80+% of people diagnosed with ADD or ADHD are boys. Boys just have trouble sitting still.
Well, listen, my brother, when he was a kid, he got held back a year because he was just like less mature than like some of the guys in his own age. And it was like in kindergarten or first grade or something like that. And it was just like, hey, look, his maturity level is just like slightly under bar. And we think that like if he went through one more year here, this would really help him versus trying to move him along, and then he's like losing his mind.
Right.
Not saying that you should do that. I'm just saying like there's different levels of like my brother's extremely immature, you know. Your son's clearly not. It's other things.
Realistic. I just wanted to give an update on Grayson. Realistic, actually, I think I'm finally at that point. Opposite what you just said with Olivia, where she's stemming away from you a little bit. I actually always been mommy. Yeah. Until about right before Disney. since then, he's been like my wife. I drop him off in the morning at preschool, and Sam picks him up. For the last probably 3 or 4 attempts, no, mommy, daddy pick me up. I want daddy to pick me up. I get home, daddy. He runs at the door, gives me this big giant hug. I'm like, did this turn for me?
Yeah, they do. They go through phases. I will say that I saw a video on social media that made me envy the fact that I'm the younger brother in my brother's relationship. Right? Not that we have much of a relationship, but Grayson.
You got 2 brothers here. So.
There's a video Sam posted of Grayson going like, "Oh, you want to race?" And he went to only get like a 5-second, 10-second head start, and then just fly by. Like, look at me. I'm like, "Oh, deuces, brother. I'm out." That's right. I'm the greatest athlete on the face of the earth. Bye, Ollie.
However, you weren't there yet at the office today, so you know where my office and you know where the kids usually hang out.
Yeah.
So I can hear everything between the walls. All I hear is, and I know what they're doing. Grayson's at the desk, Ollie's laying on the floor watching his tablet. Hey, Ollie, I love you. You're a great little brother. Just between the 2 of them, don't know I can hear this. I'm just hearing it through the wall, and I'm like, working on that right now.
When they get along, it's great. When they don't get along, it's never.
It's hilarious when they don't get along. Like,
Not in my world.
well, you got a boy and a girl, but I got 2.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I gotta make sure they stay getting along. But
So what's Sir been up to?
Well, we've been doing a lot of stuff at camp. This past weekend we had another log day.
So at camp is like you're shutting it down for the winter?
Yeah, so I've been working on it. It takes like a couple weeks for me because my new trailer didn't have the link up for where I do antifreeze like it usually, like my old one did. So first of all, it took me 3 hours to find it because I like literally went through I'm like, what? Like I'm looking under everything. I'm like,
So you have to drain all the pumping lines, dump.
so there's a hot water tank which I have to turn that valve off.
Drain
And then
it.
there's
You have to drain the whole water tank?
you have to drain everything out.
Yeah.
But I also have to turn this off because you don't want things sucking up into your hot water tank. Then I have to turn off the main tank. But before that, there's 5 different valves you have to open up. And then there's the hot water tank you have to open up. And then I go under and they're like, you're looking for basically, it's usually what it is imagine a system set up like this, 3 things. And there's turn this off, and turn this on. And there's usually a pipe that comes out of this thing, right? And then you put the antifreeze in it, and then it sucks up into the lines. You turn all the lines on in the sink, the shower, the other sink, and you just go down the line so that antifreeze is throughout all of those lines. So when it gets freezing, it doesn't explode the lines and completely destroy your stuff. And I have an outdoor shower, so I have to go out and do the outdoor shower. So did all that stuff.
That's exactly why I don't have a camp.
Well, no, but the thing is, you do it once a year to close and once a year to open it. It's not but it gives you just enough time to forget.
Too much work.
No, it gives you just enough time to forget.
The great thing is, I have friends at camp, so I can just come up.
No, 100%. No, 100%. My new camp is even better than my old one for sure. You got to come up and check it out.
I
But
didn't mind your one. The couch is comfortable.
no, I know, but this one's you.
I get fucked up and I go to sleep on your couch. It's not a bad deal.
No, yeah, but this one's just way better. But so
So you're up there at camp.
doing all this stuff, and then this week I had a guy come over, this old man. He's my second dad up there basically, and he anytime I need help with something, he's go to the log splitter, I'll break it down, whatever, because he saw all these rounds that I had been collecting from doing wood. And so he comes over, we split wood for 2 hours, stacked it off. Jack is completely hungover, by the way, literally, deathly hungover, stacking wood. I'm you good over there?
Why'd you drink so much?
It's just camp, sometimes things happen,
Yeah.
Camp, you just get, we
Sometimes
all
you
went
get
out.
roofie. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, that also happened. But so she was hungover, but BB just was living, it's this is, this is the closeout, even though we go year round. I go up in the wintertime, from time to time, check things out, make sure that nothing did happen, that nothing's wrong, make sure the TVs are okay, that they didn't freeze and break, just random shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go up from time to time. But I always take Sir with me, obviously. So we're all hanging out, And like this dude, every time that freaking log splitter was turned on, was losing his shit. Like I'm talking ape crazy, then he has to we had to saw through a couple logs that were like a little too long so we could fit him in the thing. Losing his shit over, like he's attacking the chainsaw. I'm like,
he's protecting you.
My guy, like you're gonna kill yourself. Like I kept having to put him in the camp, put him in the camp, put him in the camp. But like
he's protecting
you. Dude, he's the greatest, but he's just like the shit that he will go up against is like he has Napoleon syndrome to the max. Like, what are you doing? A chainsaw, for God's sake.
Have you seen the because Cassie always yells about like Elsa barking, right? Have you seen those videos on TikTok where it's like they'll show like a picture of a dog or a video of a dog, and it's like I saved you from
this UPS man.
Yeah, UPS man and all that stuff, and it's like, and you're just ungrateful, so I'm just gonna let you get fucking eaten next time, bitch.
Yeah.
I've made that one with Rosie.
Yeah,
There's not a single thing that could happen outside my house without my dog knowing about it. I'm talking down to like someone across the street, someone walking their dog up the road. Like my house is not close to the street. Like it's pretty far back, but this guy knows that dog is walking past his house. Mm-hmm. He loses his shit.
That's dog.
When I leave tonight, he gets mad at me because I'm leaving. Like he gets upset when I leave the house and he's not allowed. Like he's the kind of dog I swear he should have been.
Mama Jack's not there to keep him going?
No, she's there. He doesn't like. He's like no, I like because like we go to camp, we do so many things together that when I leave my house, he's like, what?
My family does.
I think in his head he thinks I'm going to camp without him. Like every time I leave, like every day that I go to work, like he's okay because he sees me in my paint clothes, right? But as soon as I'm not in paint clothes and I leave the house, in his mind,
he's like, bitch, you leave without me?
I'm going to camp without him. Every time. I could be gone for 5 minutes. I could be gone for 2 hours. Like
I feel like dogs just have like anxiety issues, and that's why dog years are so much like
7 years long,
right? Because like they'll see you leave, and they probably like stress about like, oh my god, my owner's gone, I'm never gonna see him again, I'm all alone, like, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you're home. Like,
my dog watches TV while I'm gone. I turn the TV on.
Think about the stress that causes a dog, right? That's got to be some of the 7 years.
No, when I'm not there, he's completely quiet. He has no one to protect. He literally sits on my mom's chair and literally I turn the TV on for him. He watches it.
Your dog's spoiled.
He's ridiculous. He literally watches it. He can't be in a quiet house. He has to have either the radio or music playing or a TV on or he'll lose his shit.
Rosie just sleeps all over that.
He can't be in a cage. He can't be caged. We tried that for like the longest time. He can't be caged. He acts as if he's in real jail. And that you're never coming back for him. He thinks that he's locked like for good. He thinks he's being shipped off and you're not ever coming back for him.
Well, we tried to not cage Elsa and then she like randomly would just like take big dumps on the floor and it's like, all right, well you're gonna stay in your cage then, motherfucker.
Right.
That's the thing, he doesn't really have accents unless he's being like he thinks I went to camp without him. That's the only and that's not very often. Like it's like once a month he like thinks I left him and he like it's like, oh yeah. Like he'll squeak it out. Like it's like the smallest, babyest turd that you could ever. And you're like, you
just
did
to let
this.
you know that he's up.
He was thinking about it. He was mad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, with that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed me as Pamela Pumpkin today.
Yeah.
And if you didn't
Episode
see
11.
it or whatever, go to YouTube and check it out, or go to our TikTok.
Yeah, subscribe to us, guys.
Subscribe, like, follow, all that shit. Yeah.
Send us a bottle.
Send us a bottle drink. Because Laura Jack did not pick a good one.
This was not good. You said you liked it, though.
It's okay.
He was being nice.
Listen.
It's not horrible. Like, we've had worse.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Our
like
Bradshaw one was really bad.
Mostly
it. It was
last
like
year.
a $45 bottle.
Mostly last year.
It was not cheap.
Well, we're going to add it to this stash here. So if you want to try this out, come to No Bar.
Yeah, come to No Bar upstairs. They got a whole collection.
They got a whole collection of Two Dads Drink up on the
Can we get a sign for them saying Two Dads Drink?
Yeah, sponsored by.
Sponsored by Two Dads
Yeah,
Drink.
subscribe to us. Yeah, we should actually at this
Two
point.
Dads Drink support.
Well, Pamela.
Clearly, my mom still watches. Jake still watches because
Jake watched. He made some fun.
What was he talking shit on, by the way? Like, it was something about me. And
he said Sharon was better than Sean.
No, but he said something about me doing like a song or something. Like,
I really wasn't sure what he was getting.
yeah, I
at.
was like, what? Because I must have done like just a random little like part of a song.
You
or something.
do. You always do.
Oh,
Always.
it's just me. Jake, I love you, buddy. Just enjoy me.
Louis.
You get all this.
Did you enjoy being in a Steelers outfit or
I'm
Steelers
sure
gear?
she did. I'm sure she did. But you know what?
We need some feedback.
I put all that fucking energy in, and then
Then they lost.
Then they lost.
It's probably because you were, probably we screwed ourselves by
Yeah,
having this
having
guy
him
vote
support.
for, or bet for.
Well, it's the best time
Cheer
ever.
for us.
They suck this year. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He started cheering for us, and all of a
Give
sudden,
all the
Hey,
everybody's
listen,
like,
this is the first time since probably I've known y'all motherfuckers
yeah,
that
Steelers
like
have been great.
the Steelers are not somewhat competitive,
Not a playoff team.
and the Cowboys are actually somewhat competitive.
Well,
So
We're
I'm
growing.
I'm still going to go. If your Cowboys make the playoffs this year, I'm still going to go back to episode 1 when he said, I give up on my Cowboys this
yeah,
year.
I literally that's the thing. Like I'm riding the high horse right now because I literally like had no expectations for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that like we're actually competitive, not only competitive, but I'm looking around and going like,
I'd say they're competitive.
there's nothing on the NFC that really scares me. Vikings, Eagles, meh.
49ers would be the scary team.
49ers with CMC, obviously, but like, you know, like there's not a whole lot that super scares me. I think we have a shot, a long shot, some sort. But going into the year, we had no shot, in my opinion. So like, I think I have now like way more respect for Mike McCarthy because like. I literally thought they set him up to fail, and the motherfucker's like, "Hey, hold my beer. I'm gonna."
Even in Green Bay, he was still successful to the day he got fired.
Yeah.
He was still successful.
Yeah, look at Green Bay.
Well, no, they did good.
Well,
with
they
their
did
new
good.
coach too. That wasn't.
I know, but I'm saying this year is boom boom.
But I'm just saying, like, you literally didn't give him anything like positive to be successful, and he's still like, "Hey, we're still going to be competitive. Hey, our quarterbacks now, we're still going to be competitive."
Right.
You know, like I have a lot of respect for McCarthy now, although I still think he's getting fired this year.
Well, on that note, guys, remember
Deuces.
kick Satan in the crotch.
Yeah.
Satan the
Deuces.
Croc.
Squash.
Bye-bye.
Satan.